Hey friend, welcome in. Welcome back to the Meant to Bloom podcast. It has been a while. Promised myself I wasn't going to say that, but I don't know what else to say. It's been a while. I feel like we need to catch up. How are you doing? How are you doing? No, you don't have to tell me how you're doing. Absolutely not. You don't owe me that at all. I'm supposed to sit down, record a podcast episode, and then I did not prepare one. So I just jotted down some haphazard notes beforehand. This feels like I have things I want to talk about, but I don't know how to transition into it. So let's just dive in. Growth is not linear. Growth is not linear. This is something that I have been experiencing firsthand for a while. I really took a break from podcasting and from doing all kinds of stuff here. And I've come back, I've popped in and out. So I've kind of told you guys since September, kind of before September, honestly, since last summer. I guess we're coming up on a year. Things have just been hard for me. Depression really came back for me with a vengeance. And I started experiencing new symptoms related to just this old depression and anxiety that I've always had. I've done so much inward reflection, and I've been in my head so much trying to fix what's in my head. And I was beating myself up for a while. I was really beating myself up for having grown so much, having established all of Meant to Bloom on this whole principle of meaning to bloom. And somehow I was not giving myself any grace at all to step back and be in a dormant season, to be in a season where I needed to heal before I could grow again. Because you know what? Plants also experience trauma and they have to heal before they can produce a healthy bloom out of it. So it's not like everything I built was a lie, but somehow I convinced myself that it was. And I really got in my head about that. And it became such a toxic, poisonous kind of place. And it just added on to what I was already experiencing and just continued to very much dysregulate my nervous system. It's amazing how I was talking about nervous system regulation. I was reading about it. I was developing this understanding of it and this concept and these theories and really getting into the nervous system work and how to regulate it. But mine wasn't getting regulated. And I was doing the things and I was teaching the things and I was feeling better here and there. But it was still just, everything felt harder than it needed to. And I really wanted to escape. Wanted to escape big time. So growth is not a linear experience. And I know we've heard that. But often when I think of it not being linear, I think of it being like a, rise and fall, rise and fall. But it's more than a rise and fall. It's just not, it's not like a moving forward kind of a graph. It's really like a scribbly spiral. It is messy. It is so messy. I thought of it more like a roller coaster, the ups and downs. And I forgot that roller coasters go back to the beginning. They actually make a circle. There's ups and downs, but it goes in a cycle and it keeps going around and around. And so I kind of got to that point where it had made a full circle. It'd gone around and it broke me and it devastated me. And I was not giving myself the kind of grace that I would give anybody else. I was really being hard on myself. So I really felt the need to come and tell you not to be hard on yourself, because it happens to all of us. It happens to, you can think, no, growth isn't a destination. It's just a way of life. We just keep going and keep growing, and sometimes we're not growing and we're just going, and sometimes we're not going. We're stuck. We're stuck. And that's okay too. This is life. Life is messy and it's hard. But every day doesn't have to be hard. We can still find the joy. We can still find the silver lining. We can still buy a confetti cake for no reason and just, have a party just because we made it through another day. Because surviving another day is actually like a really big deal. And I'm proud of you. Even if no one's told you lately, I'm proud of you for being here. I know it's not always easy. Yeah. So, like, here's the thing is that we're all humans experiencing this life for the first time. Like, this is your first time doing this. We have to give ourselves some grace, right? And some of us are actually going through this life with handicaps that we refuse to acknowledge for ourselves. And that's part of the problem, is that we're putting all this pressure on us as if we are a fully capable human and we are capable of doing everything that we can see in our mind being done, but we're not actually taking into account everything that is set up against us in some cases. Like, I'm all for believing that you can accomplish anything, but you can't accomplish everything. You can't do everything. And we forget that too often. We think, yeah, I can be all the things for everybody. I can be everything for everyone. No problem. And you're not looking inward to say, what do I actually want for me, though? What would actually bring me peace? What would actually create a life I want to be living? Because no measure of success is equal to your own personal peace. If your success doesn't light you up and bring you so much excitement and like bring you peace of heart, like, then it's not your success. That's you living someone else's version of success. Okay? And you know what? A lot of times we forget when we're trying to do all these things, even if we're trying to just maintain our household. And then we tend to forget, like I know I forget at least. I forget that like having a neurospicy kid is having a special needs kid. Like, I forget that my autistic child is special needs until I'm talking to my therapist about why motherhood felt so hard this week. And she's like, well, yeah, I mean, you've got a lot stacked against you here. It's not easy. It's, I'm not on level 1 here. It's more difficult. There's a lot of obstacles here. And like, we forget that sometimes we might have PMDD or chronic fatigue, and that is like a disability. Like, you're not actually physically capable of doing all the things right now because the way your body is working against you with all of these symptoms and all this stuff happening. And sometimes we forget that like depression is a mental disorder. This is a mental illness. Like, back in the day, your depression and your anxiety would have you lobotomized. It would have you like institutionalized. And today, everyone with depression, anxiety is going out in the world expecting ourselves to perform at the same level and capacity as people who are not experiencing these things. And then we forget that like burnout is kind of a temporary mental disorder too. It mimics a lot of the symptoms with depression, with anxiety, and a lot of us are burnt out. Like, it's almost like they're doing it on purpose. I don't know. But sometimes things are stacked against you and it's just harder than we think it is. And so then we think that we should be doing better than we are. But just being here is kind of a big deal. Like, just surviving is sometimes enough. And I get it. And I'm glad you're here. I'll say that once again. And also, I really want to make sure that I say, you don't owe anyone 100%. That's literally all of you. Stop trying to give 100% because you don't even have 100% to give. If you're listening to this and you're resonating and you're at all like me, you don't have 100% to give. You're not at 100%. Like, you're an old iPhone that refuses to fully charge. Like, you know what I mean? When they stop charging your battery life is only at like 30%. So even when it says, oh, 100, I charged all night, 2 hours later, you're done. You're toast. You got to plug in again, right? That might be you. That's okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, but you also don't owe anyone 100%. You don't owe anybody all of you. You owe yourself all of you, I guess. You got to be there for you. Okay? That being said, it's okay to go slow. In fact, your body actually needs you to slow down. I was thinking today how just sometimes slowing down and doing everything a little bit slower is just such a simple answer to so many things that can feel wrong and like too much and just dysregulated. Is it just making dinner slower? Just getting out of bed slower? Drinking your water slower? Eating slower? Driving slower? Like, why are we always in a rush? It's dangerous to be in a rush, right? We don't think as well when we're in a rush. We don't have time to respond when we're in a rush. Breathe slower. Let your body know that you're not running from a lion right now. It's safe to slow down. It's safe to be bored. Time is a made-up construct. It's all an illusion. Just slow down. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. It always has been before, right? It always works out. That's nature. We need to slow down. We're not machines. Which actually, by the way, machines also need, they also require downtime and refueling and regular maintenance, if you ever stop to think about that, in order to keep from overheating, burning out, and breaking down. Sometimes slowness is just the secret sauce to correcting the dysregulation. So downtime, unplug, refuel, perform regular maintenance on yourself. Because maybe we are machines and we just think that we're supposed to constantly put out. Sometimes you're supposed to turn your phone off, right? Like sometimes we just need to recalibrate. Maybe we are machines. I'm wrong. So literally just do everything slower for a little bit. We don't need to be in such a hurry. It's a myth that we need to hurry through life, right? Slow down. And on that note, it's okay to do the bare minimum for as long as you need to. This is your permission to do the bare minimum for as long as you need to. When it's time to stop doing bare minimum and to step it up and to get, just to kick it up a notch, you'll know. Because it'll feel right and you'll be ready and you'll have the energy for it. Okay? I mean, this is called survival mode and it is not a forbidden and disgraceful place to be. We talk a lot about leaving survival mode and exiting survival mode and, thriving, not just surviving, but hey, surviving is good too. Like, sometimes we're not in a place to thrive. Sometimes we do just need to focus on the survival. We just need to slow down and be for a little bit, right? It's necessary. So don't let yourself be shamed if you're in survival mode. Just be conscious of it and slow down instead of trying to rush through it. Right? I believe in retreat and renewal as part of the process of growth. Because you know what? Plants go dormant in the winter. And just because it's physically summer outside right now, like there's a window here, doesn't mean that it has to be summer inside you too. You can be in your own personal winter whenever you feel like it, whenever you need it. There can be a lot going on. Like we just came out of May. Like it feels like we just came out of May. Happy July. They call it Maytember because the end of the school year is so hard. And clearly I'm still like recovering from end of school year. We missed field day. I missed field day for my kids and I feel so bad. I didn't even put it like in my calendar. I didn't write it in my planner. And we drove by the school the next day and I was like, oh, that happened. We completely skipped it. And I felt so bad. So I let my kids have a big fun day where I took them out to like Sky Zone and the trampoline park, and we went out to lunch at Olive Garden, and they had an amazing time. And I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. Felt so bad. And I'm trying to let it go because they're over it. I can be over it too. It's cool. But things were a lot, and I wasn't in a place to handle a lot. I was not thriving. I'm not thriving right now. I am surviving. I'm in a survival mode where I'm just trying to organize how to get through each day. I'm taking things one day at a time. Sometimes that's the best we can do. And that's okay. And that's great. And when it's time to bloom again, I'll be ready to bloom again because I'll be well rested. I'll have so much clarity. I'll have so much energy. I'll be ready for it. Because you got to give yourself the space to just go slow when you need it. Yeah? Lastly, I do want to say, in case you're concerned about some of the things I've said, like, oh my gosh, girl, you sound like you need some help. But also, maybe you're not concerned about the things I said and they're really resonating with you. Like, maybe a lot of these podcast topics over the last 3 years now, 3 years, we just celebrated 3 years. Maybe some of these topics have really resonated with you. Maybe a lot of them have. Maybe you've just been listening for a really long time and you're like, oh my gosh, this girl gets me. If I get you, I say this with so much love in my heart for you. You need therapy. I put off going to therapy for a very long time because finding a therapist can be really hard. Like finding someone that you can just be absolutely vulnerable with and like you resonate with, and it's like they get you and they actually offer really helpful things. Like they understand where you are. I shopped around for a therapist. I read like online bios and I was very lucky to find somebody nearby. I love her. I'm trying not to go down that toxic road that I tend to have where I bare my whole soul to my therapist. And I'm like, she's my best friend, because she's not my best friend. She's my therapist. I know, but like, I think of her as my best friend. If that helps me through therapy, then it helps me through therapy. Okay. That's fine. It's cool. I know she's not really my friend. She refuses to accept my Facebook request. For privacy reasons, of course. She told me she doesn't accept from clients before I ever thought about requesting her. I'm not crazy, guys. Okay? Anyways, if you find yourself really resonating with so much of what I have been talking about and trying to help you through and teaching about, like, I say it with so much love that there's probably something that you really need to work through if you haven't been able to figure out this regulation thing yet. Like, if you keep trying and trying and trying and nothing is sticking and working, there's something inside you like self-sabotaging. There is something inside you resisting, and there's a good chance that a therapist can help you uncover that and clear that out. Like, I'm speaking from experience, because like my recently, my old school depression and anxiety combo that I've had for, 15, 20 years, it's recently been elevated to a complex post-traumatic stress disorder diagnosis. So that's fun. And I'm working on that right now. So I don't have a lot to say about that. But like, maybe if a lot of the things I've said make a lot of sense to you and you're just like, we're living the same life, then you probably also need therapy. And, it wouldn't hurt. See a therapist, dig into the why behind what's holding you back repeatedly, why you can't just move forward through things. Because sometimes we need to heal before we can grow. And I'm not here to heal you and to pretend to be a therapist, because I'm not. But I, am always here to share with you, to help you grow, to encourage you, to guide you, to teach you everything that I am learning. Anyways, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm really glad to be back on this platform with you. Anyways, I love you, friend. Bye.